back to the next episode of the Cortina build. So in the last episode I mentioned that I was struggling to get it to run. Nothing's changed on that yet, but some of the jobs that I'm going to do or planning to do this week are a step towards trying to figure out what this is. So with trying to get it to run and checking earth issues last week, I took the battery out and shortened the run because I was just a bit worried that what I'd done was causing the problem. So for those who don't know, the battery is in the boot, and the reason for that is that the original battery tray which was under the bonnet had rotten. It got a lot of rust in it, it'd gone through, it wasn't salvageable. And the other thing was, when I took it off the road and I found this out, I was also looking at putting a Z-Tech in, or certainly a different engine, and that meant the battery tray had to be moved. So put a battery tray in the boot, which I'll show you in a minute. Excuse me, put a battery in there and have run a cable from the battery to the starter solenoid. But that's always been loose, and also the cable's quite long. I ordered a longer cable for the fact of eventually when I route it I'm going to lose a bit of that length, and then I can cut it to length. So I'll show you the battery now. So there's the battery at the moment. I've disconnected the earth because there's nothing to actually run at the minute, and as you can see it's a bit of a mess in here, but basically the cable will go down over the wheel tub, through the body, keeping close to that sill. It'll go over this wheel tub from here, through the wheel tub, down, run down the sill, where it'll go to, see here, through the steering column bracket, well, plate, the blanking plate, and then up to the solenoid. As you can see, it was all a bit rough trying to get things to work last episode. You'll also notice that I've taken some of the dash out. That's two reasons. Firstly, I need to figure out this wiring fault, and secondly, the rev counter needs converting to negative earth. So figured whilst I'm doing all these jobs, although I haven't sent it off yet, it will be sent off to be reconditioned and converted to negative earth. But as you can see, first job is clean all this out, because what we need to do is well, firstly make it look clean, because it is an absolute mess. It's very filthy. And the reason I want to do the battery run, firstly, is so we can start testing electrics, but secondly, I can then put the steering column seal back. This is all part of trying to get the car sealed, so glass seals, bulkhead seals. So I know I can't do the full interior because having to get under the dash, I won't be able to put the seats in, or the front seats. Having the glass in, I can actually start putting the interior in, and this is like carpet sanding and all that business. Because whilst I'm figuring out some of the engine issues and electrical issues, I don't want to stop the project. I want to keep pushing forward, because once I've got that sorted, and whatever issues that I might find will stop me from getting an MOT, I can get all these jobs done, because I don't want to wait. Because I've got some friends who are going to come help me get this sorted, so I don't want to wait on that, knowing that we're in lockdown 3 at the minute, and who knows when that's going to end. Assuming Easter, so that could be April, and we're in just beginning February now. I don't want to hold things for 2 months. I don't like sitting still. Lockdown is pretty poor as it is anyway. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. I'm going to get the interior cleaned out, and then we can actually figure out this routing. So to clean out the interior, I've drafted Harry here Sorry mate, sucks to be you. So you can see it's still quite a bit of dirt. We've picked up a lot of the dust, but what I'm going to do is give it a wash. And what I'm using for that is some Maguire's mixed in with some water. You've seen me use this on the windscreen. And I'll just give it a little spray. And a wipe. That's all it needs. There we go. So that's looking better, but there's only one bit and I need to do the whole lot. So back to the montage. So this is it in principle. So I'm going to come out of the battery, I'm going to tuck it a bit neater down here, run it straight over the axle, again keeping it tucked in around this corner, over the seat base lip, down, we'll follow the sill and then round. I know there's quite a bit of excess to deal with this cable, but if I can get it routed how I want, if I get this area done first, I can then disconnect the battery side, because that's where it's going to get shortened from, and I can sort of bring the sort of tension the cable from this end, not that it's going under tension, but I can then get this side fitted and then we know how much to trim. It makes sense, but in my head I'll just show you. I meant to say I'm going to use these stick-on pieces. Some people don't like them, some people have mixed results. I'm going to give them a try, can't say fairer than that, and then I'll give my honest opinion when I've done it. So now the battery cable's done and I can leave that, I need to move on to a job that I've been putting off for a while, and that is doing the cavity wax on the passenger side doors. I did the driver's doors and inside the sills and the chassis rails and stuff after the car came back from paint, but I couldn't do the passenger side basically because I didn't have access to the driver's door, passenger's front door, get it right, and the rear door was waiting to be reskinned, so again couldn't wax it. And now I have all the rubbers to do the glass, which I'll come on to in a bit. Before I do that, I want to actually do the cavity wax because I want to make sure I can get into places that I wouldn't if the glass was in, and also don't want to cover my glass in wax. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'll start by upsetting the neighbours and putting the compressor on, and then I will show you some footage of me doing that. So let's get on it. Alright, so this is the package I was talking about, and we have front quarter rubbers, rear quarter rubbers, door glass seals, which are those, and the trim glass seals. And obviously this invoice is going to get hidden from my wife. Now the plan is to take this glass, which was all carefully wrapped up, and start fitting it. I'm going to do the passenger side because I've got the space for it, and see how we do for time. So my infinite wisdom must have been on it that day. The passenger side that I took out has actually still got the rubber on it, and as you can see, fits lovely. Obviously the rubber is going to be changed, which I'm going to do in a second, but I just thought I'd share that with you. It's actually going to look like a proper car. Oh, and I've got a door mirror to put on after as well. I'm really happy that we're starting to get some stuff in like glass. Look at that, actually looks a lot more car-like. So I've obviously got the actual glass to do for the windable part, which I'm going to do in the next episode. Thought I'd cut this short, try and get an episode out each week. Plus I'm missing some clips for the trim that seal that looks like a draft excluder. So I'm going to order those and we'll fit those next week. But I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall try and do a weekly episode as best I can. Might not look like much, but seem to be making some progress. So I hope you're all staying well, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, give my video a like if you like it, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.